War and violence are among the most dangerous threats to man's health. Wars are a major cause for the spread of different types of diseases, such as communicable diseases, diseases triggered by harm to the health of the environment, those caused by lack of access to safe drinking water, diseases resulting from the absence of healthcare services such as vaccination, and malnutrition, to name just a few. In Ethiopia, for instance, as many as 500,000 children, as well as 700,000 pregnant women and lactating mothers, are suffering from severe malnutrition. Another example is Syria, where over the last 6 years of war, 7.5 million children have undergone extreme mental pressures and have been afflicted as a result with anxiety, apprehension, isolation, and nocturnal nightmares. Such mental traumas are likely to last long, offering not much hope for satisfactory treatment. The importance of preventing and stopping war and violence led the United Nations in 1981 to name the 21st of September the International Day of Peace. This was to serve as a springboard for planning and executing programs for the promotion of peace and friendship among nations and for avoidance of war and violence. According to World Health Organization, human values, medical ethics, and the respect that healthcare institutes and activists enjoy among the public, especially among the war-stricken populations, all make it an indispensable part of the professionalism of healthcare providers to make every effort to promote peace and the dialogue towards it. Along this viewpoint, WHO passed in 1998 the strategic plan for what it has called Health as a Bridge for Peace. The winning of the Nobel Prize in 1999 by the Doctors Without Borders is proof enough that the global community has come to recognize and value the important role healthcare professionals can play in promoting peace. It was in support of this cause that Shiraz University of Medical Sciences decided to organize and host the International Congress on Health for Peace, to be held from 14th to 16th of November 2018. Various universities and science centers, as well as foundations and practitioners active in the realm of health, including WHO, UNICEF, UNESCO, and community-based institutions, will be all collaborating in this undertaking. The venue will be the poetic city of Shiraz, which features internationally recognized historical figures such as the great poets Sa'di and Hafiz, who are reputed for having long inspired the culture of peace and friendship among nations. Some of the key themes of the Congress: working out strategies for consolidating the role of health professionals and practitioners in promoting dialogue on peace and health. Peace and health in medical education and research. The part that governments and national health systems can play in the development of discussions on peace and health. The role that non-governmental organizations can play in peace and health. Peace and health in the Middle East. Peace and health attainable through international collaborations. The interplay of peace and health, medical ethics, and humanistic values. We proudly invite all the interested theoreticians, professors, students, and researchers to enrich the Congress by contributing their thoughts and research articles. In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful. Iran and Iranians have always been a symbol of peace and empathy. When we take a look back on our history, we see that the first human rights treaties, one that has the potential to lead to peace among humans, was inscribed in Iran, incidentally in this very city of Shiraz. I am speaking of the human rights treaties by Shiraz, which has survived to date. From a historical viewpoint, Iranian people have always taken the initiative to establish peace and rapport. From a religious standpoint, we are Shiites, a religious school abounding in preachings on compassion. A quick reference to our Holy Quran, to our religious quotations, and especially to our sacred imams can provide proof for this. Take Imam Zainul Abidin, our fourth Imam, peace be upon him, for example, whose words, deeds, and behavior overflow with messages of peace, friendship, understanding, and patience. Unfortunate as it is, however, we presently suffer from a number of problems in our society that imply that this culture of understanding is somewhat compromised. Interpersonal violence, for instance, has been on the rise among us. The increase in car accidents and the toll it takes on human lives is mainly due to a drop in our patience and tolerance of the other. This low margin of tolerance is seen on different scales, even between and among our political and social groups. The total sum of all this intolerance can potentially lead us towards a society where violence might turn into a basic fact of life. We are suffering, as is the whole world, from the same problem of intolerance for others in the Middle East and in north of Africa. As Iranians who have initially crystallized the principles of peace and friendship in Cyrus's treaties, and as the Shiite followers of a religion whose teachings are replete with messages of friendship and tolerance of the other, we have the responsibility to once again be the messengers of patience and peace, and to strive to respect and tolerate each other much more. Not only that, we have to try to provide the grounds for the nations, both of our neighbors and all across the globe, to practice peace and friendship, thus making reality of the dream of bestowing well-being and calm upon the human race.